It's a mobile world with calls, texts, and apps to help make our lives easier. But not everyone's benefiting yet. Can mobile phone apps be designed to help make a better world? This series challenges app developers from around the world to visit communities who are missing out and then come up with an app that could help. A life app.
Yes.
This week, Life Apps is in Namibia, Southern Africa, where 9 out of 10 have a mobile phone, but where remote tribal communities still struggle to benefit from modern technology. Modern life hasn't entirely passed the Himba people by. Here in the remote north of Namibia, they use mobile phones, though often with difficulty. Apart from mobiles, the Himba's way of life in the plains and hills of the Kawokoland region is little changed by time. The Himba are fiercely proud of their traditional way of life, but their remoteness and independence also make it very tough. So could a life app really help this ancient tribe? 800 kilometers south and a world away from the Himba is Windhoek, Namibia's capital. And at a restaurant on the outskirts of town, members of Windhoek's small tech community are making plans. Dalton Ashikoto is an entrepreneur who develops software applications for mobile phones. He's always up for a challenge, and there are a few tougher than designing a life app to help the Himba. Dalton's enlisted Lamek Amugongo, who's studying software engineering.
Mobile is the future, but Android is leading.
It'll be the first time that they've met Himba people in their homeland, in northwestern Namibia.
We are going to travel to Kawokoland. It's 800 kilometers from here. We're going to go there. We have a week. We're going to meet the Himba community. We're going to interview them on what technology they use and how they use them and to what extent. I don't know what I got myself into, but I'm up for the challenge. We're going to do. Right now we're on the way to a port. It's the capital of Kawokoland. We'll be talking to a few people, interacting in the community. We shall embark on our journey of discovery. And we'll see what comes out.
12 hours drive from Windhoek is Opuwo, the commercial center of Kawokoland. Kawokoland is the ancestral home of the Himba people, often here in town for trade. Both men and women are traditionally bare-chested, with women covering their skin in a mixture of fat and ochre, symbolizing earth and protecting against the sun.
There you are. Yes.
Dalton and Lamek meet up with Bendura Vemitumbira, a volunteer youth activist who will be their guide.
Nice to meet my colleague here, Lamek.
A quick tour of Opuwo reveals how life is changing for the Himba, or Ova Himba as they're often called. Most Himba men and women in the town have mobile phones.
I'm Ashikoto. Now, Ngoleka tukambula mwatu jo ikolokolo. Na tukakumuna kucha, ngoleze no wachi. Oh kutukulanda. Kutaka wale ngoleze monongo ataka wale ngoleze mbukumuna kucha, ngwali ngoleze jiwate.
Oh, there's a Image woman there. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Lamek wants to know how they can help.
And how we can use mobile phones and other forms of technology to enhance or better their lives in Kaukoland.
So is that true? Is that a fact that only most of the time it's just boys that go to school and the girls don't? Just verify that. Is that correct? That
Dalton can already see possibilities for their life app.
say, for example, if we have something like some literacy in the phone, maybe teach yourself English. It's something that you think could be useful for her. So she will accept the phone maybe to teach her a couple of things.
There's huge scope to help, but they are still unclear on exactly how the Himba live and how they use technology. So Dalton's team sets out further from Opuwo to Oshomichira village, over 200 kilometers along a dust road. Along the way, they have a chance to find out why so many Himba are illiterate.
Yeah, there is a school like illiteracy, but some parents they don't want the literacy. They stop their children to go to literacy because they don't want a school. They want their children to look after the kids only. Okay.
It's very quiet here, very tranquil, peaceful, different from the city life. Here, sound, just sound of nature. We found a beautiful spot. Tomorrow we shall wake up early, break of dawn. We'll speak to as many people. Dinner.
Dinner provides a chance for Bendura to share his experiences of herding cattle and how Himba children help out.
For 1 week.
Oh, mapahongo.
Mapahongo bendoli. Ongombe chihena kuyako lino. Puinwa, polweze puinwa uli.
Okay.
Ogo jongombe njo yako kapo ya panjara.
Oho.
O muona umehe muno option andoli. Obina mbiwa kala na wenu like.
Yo, it's a beautiful day.
In this remote landscape, maybe a life app could help monitor the water in the oasis, vital for the Himba who live here with their and also for another tribe, the Ova Herero. But Dalton and Lamech don't know if there's even a mobile phone signal here. Time to check.
Yes.
Dalton's team want to know more about how the Himba live here in the oasis. They soon realize the burden of virtually all activities lies on the women. They care for the children, cook for the family, help tend to the animals, and even build the houses.
The reason why I'm asking, we're trying to figure out whether we can use mobile technology to assist whatever situation.
We are having the animals like the dangerous ones, like the lions and some elephants. And if something is happening here, we need mobile phones, a network here, everywhere, to call something special to the others.
And can they, like the elders and the people around here, like read their own language? Can they read their own language?
Yeah.
They can read their own language.
But some, but not like this one.
Illiteracy, patchy phone signals, no smartphones. It will be tough, but Dalton has some ideas.
A couple of things that came to my mind, but I don't think it's final per se. One is the need for some sort of tracking device in terms of cattle. One is the need to communicate instantly with a whole bunch of people. But my biggest concern is network coverage.
I think that's also one of my greatest fears.
No, I think there is, like I said, there is some network nodes, like little places that you walk 200 meters. I mean, given the circumstances, it's better than nothing. But we have to work with what we have. We spoke to a couple of people in terms of gathering information. But I just feel at the moment we probably haven't spoken to as many people as possible. I would say we have a lot to learn from these people. We back in the city, we seem to be overtaken by material things.
So Dalton's team drive on to the most remote Himba village they can find, Oshomuchira. It's just another 5 kilometers away, but they can only drive at walking pace. In Oshomuchira, there are more cattle than people. Maybe helping with cattle is the best use for a mobile phone app.
Always ask them, don't their cattle get lost in the process, like when they go crazy and some of them don't come back or something like that. So basically the kids don't go to school.
Maybe a life app that can track cattle is what the Himba need.
Actually, what the application will be doing is that it will be monitoring the movement of the cattle throughout the forest. Okay. What you basically need to do is just actually open the application or the system, and then you'll be able to see all your cattle in the forest.
We'll try and design the application in such a way that it will work with the most basic phone.
But Dalton and Lamech feel it's the hard-working women who should have the final word. Time to discover if the women can read text on a mobile.
Do the women from the Himba community go to school? No. So can they even read maybe Ochierero or Chimba or English? So they only know how to speak, but they cannot read.
Yeah.
Maybe let's say you are looking for your husband's number.
Yeah.
How will you know?
Himba women may have to wait days to find somebody who can read text messages for them. The challenges are even more daunting than expected. Dalton and Lamech have to develop a life app that's both helpful and practical. They'll try and work something out back in Opuo after a night of celebration.
To have an effective app, it's all about communication and connectivity. We unfortunately have very limited connectivity, so that's one of the challenges that we're faced with. We have very short time to come up with something usable and sustainable, so that's one of the challenges. And the other challenge that we have is probably to find a champion to take on this app once we've developed it and to channel it through to the rest of the community. But I'm an optimistic person. We'll see.
Back in town, Dalton and Lamech are still thinking about a life app to track cattle. But it may not be as easy as they hoped for.
The ideas that they have are what is practical, but track their cattle, they told us, it will make their life so easy.
Yeah.
The kids will be able to have enough time to go to school. So that's on top of my list. If you look at most of the phones that these guys are using, I hardly saw a smartphone.
Yeah.
Most of them are second generation phones. So we need to do more research if we have to develop something for second generation phones.
Dalton and Lamech are determined to come up with their app while they're in the north, so they can field test it while they're still here.
We have been up the whole night, basically. Two things or others that we're playing around from the data collection from the Himba people were either developing an app or a tracking app for cattle, and the other one was the aspect of an educational app but we narrowed it down to some sort of mathematical app where they can learn to count. As we developed that, we realized that, gee, they can learn how to count on this app, but then realized half of them can't read. So we came up with something that translates the digits to voice.
The team comes up with an app that turns any text into speech.
From you, temporary P.
They've developed a rough prototype on Lamek's smartphone, but their idea is intended to work on a simple 2G phone, just like those the Himba use. It's a brainwave. If illiteracy is the problem, use an app to overcome illiteracy.
The live app that we managed to come up with is I Love My Voice.
So how does the prototype app work? Step 1. Copy the message that you want to understand. Step 2. Open the app. Step 3. Paste the message into the app. Step 4. Press the voice button to hear the message.
Good morning. Love the Lord with all
I
your heart.
think the app can really help the people, although the accent is not African. Maybe with time it can be improved to become African, and also like include African languages.
If somebody gets an SMS, basically they look at the SMS, they press the little button, and then the application reads an SMS for them.
From you, temporary P.
So I think that's simple, but I think it would be a very useful app for them. So we're going to be going out today and we're going to be testing it and see how the reaction is from the community.
The team drive to a nearby Himba village, Ohuru Kade, to test the I Love My Voice Life app. Dalton and Lamek want to get feedback from the Himba women.
We have listened to some of the problems that they're experiencing with SMS, for example. So we were playing around with some solution for mobile that enables, for example, the phone to read the text back to them, especially when they can't read. For example, if I give her this, say, for example, it's an SMS, take it. You can have it. That's a, imagine it's an SMS, that one.
Yeah, Chimuna now Munu,
SMS.
Yeah.
And say she can't read it now. All she has to do is to press that button there that says the voice.
Tell her. Isapo?
From you, temporary P.
Chitano.
Wado na ho? Ya talu kwa.
From you, temporary P.
Mape jawi. Ya talu kwa. Kuyadu na wa.
From you, temporary P.
Mape jawi. Yeah.
Wasufara Percy
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did not want to change the way they live. We basically just wanted to come up with a live app that facilitates. I feel absolutely good. I wish and I hope we'll take some more time and really just go back to the community and give back again.
Dalton and Lamek are still trying to perfect the I Love My Voice app. They want to find a way of translating Himba voices back into text. And they're still looking for a champion to develop their ideas. Their time with the Himba is evidence that technology in the right hands can enhance even the most traditional way of life.